Welcome to Neumann University. On behalf of the Center for Global Engagement and International Student Support Services, we are excited to welcome you to our global community. Whether you are joining us as a first-year student beginning your studies in the United States or as a transfer student from another U.S. institution, we are here to support your transition and help you succeed. As an F1 international student, it is essential to understand and follow U.S. immigration regulations. Maintaining your F1 status allows you to study, work where permitted, and remain in the United States. This guide outlines the most important requirements to help you stay in compliance. First, maintain full-time enrollment. Your main responsibility is to remain enrolled full-time each semester. Undergraduate students must take at least 12 credit hours. Graduate students must take at least 9 credit hours, or as defined by your program. Regarding online course limits, F1 regulations limit how many online or distance education courses can count toward your full-time enrollment. Only one online class, up to 3 credits, can count toward your full-time requirement each semester. For example, if you are enrolled in 12 credits, only 3 of those credits can be online. If you choose to take more than 12 credits, such as 15 credits, you may take additional online courses, but you must still have at least 9 credits of in-person classes. In other words, you must meet the full-time requirement with mostly in-person coursework. For your final semester, if you only need 1 class to graduate, it cannot be fully online unless it is the only course left and has been approved by your DSO. If you are unsure whether your schedule meets F1 requirements, always check with the ISSS office before registering or dropping courses. You may drop below full-time only with prior authorization from your designated school official or DSO. Approved reasons include medical conditions with documentation, academic difficulties during your first semester, or your final semester with fewer credits needed to graduate. Enrolling below full-time without approval can jeopardize your F1 status. Second, keep your SEVIS record up to date. You are required to keep your information accurate in SEVIS, the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System. Report the following changes to your DSO within 10 days. Your U.S. residential address, your major or program of study, your degree level such as from a bachelor's to a master's, your expected graduation date, and any legal name or biographical changes. Our office will update your SEVIS record once you provide this information. Third, important information for transfer students. If you transferred to Neumann University from another U.S. institution, you must ensure your SEVIS record was properly transferred to Neumann University. You are required to check in with the Center for Global Engagement upon arrival, and you must begin classes at Neumann by your program start date listed on your I-20. After transferring, your new I-20 from Neumann University becomes your active immigration document. Any previous employment authorizations such as CPT or OPT may be affected and should be reviewed with your DSO. If you plan to transfer out of Neumann in the future, you must work with our office in advance to release your SEVIS record properly. Fourth, employment regulations. Employment for F1 students is limited but available under specific conditions. On-campus employment is permitted up to 20 hours per week during the semester and full-time during official school breaks. Off-campus employment requires prior authorization. Curricular practical training, or CPT, is for internships or work that is part of your academic program. Optional practical training, or OPT, provides work authorization in your field of study before or after graduation. Some students may qualify for a STEM extension if eligible. You must never begin any off-campus work without authorization. Unauthorized employment is a serious violation and can result in the termination of your F1 status. Sixth, health insurance. Healthcare in the United States can be very expensive, so having medical insurance is extremely important for all international students. You are strongly encouraged, and in many cases required, to maintain adequate health insurance coverage during your studies at Neumann University. Medical emergencies, doctor visits, and hospital stays can be costly without insurance. If you do not yet have coverage or need help understanding your options, please contact the Center for Global Engagement and International Student Support Services. Be sure to ask about how to enroll in an approved student health insurance plan. 7th, Social Security Number, or SSN. A Social Security number is a U.S. government identification number used for employment and tax reporting. For most F1 students, the first step to obtaining an SSN is securing an on-campus job offer. F1 students cannot apply for a Social Security number without employment. In most cases, students must first receive an on-campus job offer, then obtain supporting documentation from their employer and the ISSS office, and then apply for the SSN through the Social Security Administration. While students with authorized off-campus employment such as CPT or OPT may also apply, new students typically become eligible only after obtaining an on-campus job. You must have a job offer before applying for an SSN. The Center for Global Engagement and ISS office will assist you with the application process, and processing times may vary, so plan ahead. An SSN is not required to enroll in classes, open a bank account in most cases, or live in the United States. It is required only for employment and tax purposes. 8th, travel and re-entry. If you plan to travel internationally before leaving the U.S., make sure you have a valid passport, valid at least 6 months into the future, a valid F1 visa required for re-entry, and a valid Form I-20 with travel signature. Travel signatures are valid for 12 months for enrolled students and 6 months for students on OPT. Request a travel signature at least 2 weeks before departure. You may remain in the U.S. with an expired visa as long as your status is valid, but a valid visa is required to re-enter after traveling abroad. 9th, additional status responsibilities. To maintain your status, remember to keep your passport valid at all times. Follow the program dates listed on your I-20. Request a program extension before your I-20 expires if needed, and observe your 60-day grace period after completing your program or OPT. To summarize, to maintain your F1 visa status and succeed at Neumann University, always stay enrolled full-time and follow online course limits. Report changes promptly, ensure proper CVIS transfer if applicable, obtain authorization before working, maintain valid travel and immigration documents, and ensure you have appropriate health insurance coverage. If you have questions or need support, please contact the Center for Global Engagement and International Student Support Services. We are here to help you every step of the way. Welcome again to Neumann University. We are excited to have you here and wish you great success in your academic journey.